Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Retire Now with Marvin Mitchell. I'm Matt Chambers. Glad to have you on board today. Marvin is alongside, as always. He is the president of Compass Retirement Solutions. And today, we're talking about things that could impact your retirement income. We don't like to talk about it, but we need to talk about it. How are you, Marvin? Good to see you.
Wonderful, Matt.
Good.
Great to see you as always.
Let's start with a big one, healthcare. That's a big factor. It's a factor that keeps a lot of people from retiring in the first place.
It's probably the number one factor. Most people are afraid to retire. They say, well, what about my health care? I don't get Medicare until I'm 65. So if I'm 62, I'm not going to retire yet. And I say, well, sometimes you got to look at how much extra money do you have? How much do you have in your retirement plans? And I say on average, it's going to cost about $600 per month per person. So let's say $1,200 times 12. We're looking at about, let's say, I don't know, $15,000 times 2, $30,000. So sometimes I say it's $30,000 worth you staying at your job that you don't want to be at for an extra 2 years.
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then keep working. If it's no, then don't.
Time to retire.
Yeah, just go ahead and retire. It's okay.
That's a good point.
Medicare will kick in later. Don't get bit by the cobra either.
Yep,
you know?
as you've told us before. And then a separate issue, but equally important, is planning for long-term care.
Long-term care is very different than health care. When you think of health care, you think about the first 3 months. Well, after 3 months, health insurance no longer will cover you as much. So long-term care will cover you for that extended amount of time. Now, a lot of people run out of money because of health issues, and a lot of that's not due to health insurance, it's due to not having long-term care. That was my grandmother, unfortunately. My grandmother, she had the stock market crash, she had no long-term care, she had to spend down her assets. She did everything that she was supposed to do, a strong, independent woman, but passed away feeling like she was a burden on a family because she had to qualify for Medicaid because of a health concern of cancer.
Yeah, I know that's one of the real reasons you have such a passion for this too.
Absolutely.
And maybe one of the things she had to consider that's worth thinking about. Last question I'll ask you: what are you going to do with your home? Are you going to stay in it? Are you going to sell it and move to a retirement community?
That
you got to think
absolutely
about
was
that.
a factor, and a lot of people think, well, let me hurry to pay off my house. I'll pass it on to the kids. Then they're surprised, when it does get passed on to the kids. The kids don't really want the house most of the time. They're going to just sell it, and sometimes they're going to sell it for less than market value just so that they don't have the stress. So all of this time you've been building up the house just so that the kids can take it and have somewhere to live, and they don't even want the house. Those are some of the things that we talk about in my book, Retire Early. We want to help you with all of those things, and you can get that book by visiting KMOV.com/retire now.
Emphasis on now. Marvin, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Again, KMOV.com/retire now is the website. We'll see you back here next time.